Hi guys, this is Bembecito, as always. Today I'm going to be doing a video on a very popular Loa of the 21 divisions, Dominican Voodoo, named Candelo, Papa Candelo. So Candelo is a very popular Loa in the Dominican Voodoo tradition. He is also uh, venerated or known outside of Dominican culture or Dominican Haitian culture. Um, a lot of people have adopted Papa Candelo, just like they have adopted Chango into many other practices. These spirits, or they become popular throughout the world as time goes, maybe through music because they heard a song about that spirit, or because they see some kind of a statue or saint that becomes popular, that is representing that spirit. In the case of Dominican culture, uh, Haitian Dominican culture, I should say, Papa Candelo uh, is usually represented with San Carlo Borromeo. In English, he's Saint Charles. Um, he's I think it's a priest or cardinal. He's of course wearing red, and he's like healing a peasant or something like that. So this is the saint used mostly in the Dominican side, traditionally to represent Papa Candelo. Um, in Haiti, they use the same saint in the north for Papa Candelo. But I should also mention that Papa Candelo is just a dear name. Uh, People call, like they would say, Papa Legba. But Candelo is actually called, or his full um, title is Ogoun Kandelo. Ogou Kandelo se Dife. Okay? So Candelo, as the name states, he is an Ogun. Okay? So a lot of people have him and think he's outside of Dominican Haitian Dominican culture. Like I said, I've seen people use Candelo even in Cuban palo traditions, or in Cuban or Puerto Rican spiritism, or what is called sanse in Puerto Rico. They use Papa Candelo, and this is because of the migration in Puerto Rico, at least, of Dominicans. So it was incorporated into the spiritual traditions of Puerto Rico. Um, Also in Cuba. In Cuba, Candelo is very known in the eastern part of Cuba, because remember, there's a lot of Haitian Dominican migrants on that side of the island. And also, uh, a very well known artist, I forgot, it was Celines or Celina Irotilio, which sang the very popular song music Guaracha from I forgot what years. I think it was the 30s or something, the 40s. I don't know. Uh, and she was the one that recorded Que Viva Chango. So she recorded a very popular song uh, for Candelo, and it's called Papa Boko, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of people tend to associate Candelo with the title Papa Boko because of that song. But the only thing that Papa Boko is a priest in the tradition, uh, be it in the Dominican Republic or in Haiti. Uh, so Papa Boko is just a priest. Candelo Sedife, like I mentioned, is an Ogu Loa. And obviously, as an Ogun Loa, Candelo pertains to the Nago Nation. Uh, he is Ogou Kandelo. And then there's another that, I've mentioned before, there's a whole lot of Ogun, some of which are Ogun Loa within the Nago Nation, and some which are not Ogun Loa within the Nago Nation, but they've been placed there because, again, they're the Nago Nation, or Anago, or Yoruba in modern terms. So they're grouped within the Nago Nation. Some are Ogun, some are not. So Candelo is actually one of the Oguns within the Nago Nation. Okay, Candelo. People ask me all the time, is Candelo known in Haiti? And the answer is yes. Like all the Loa, or most of them, within the Dominican tradition, they are known in Haiti because it's one tradition, just that certain Loa are popular in one region, certain Loa are less popular in one region, or even not known in another, so it depends. Candelo, Ogou Kandelo, was a very popular Loa in the 1920s, 30s, still in Haiti. I don't know what happened, but later on, throughout time, Ogoun Kandelo became less popular in southern Haiti. Okay, people really didn't worship him a lot. The songs got very lost, and this is why I decided to record a Candelo song that I have on SoundCloud, which will probably be on my next album, and that is actually a song from the Haitian Voodoo repertoire of the capital or the South, and it was dedicated. It is dedicated to Candelo. So that shows that Candelo worshipped around that time in the 1930s, because it was an original recording that I got from the 1930s, and I decided to re-record that song in these times, now modern, but still traditional. So it proves that Candelo was very worshipped in those times, even in the South. But Candelo is still, it lost popularity, because now you can ask many people from the South or the capital of Haiti, and you can ask a lot of priests of Asogwe lineage, do you know Candelo? They don't know who Candelo is. So it's gotten lost. But if you go to the north, obviously, if you go to places like Ocab, Cap-Haïtien, all those places, or the border regions of Haiti, they still know who Candelo is, and they worship and practice Candelo Loa. They venerate the Loa Candelo, as they do in the Dominican Republic. So in the Dominican Republic, Candelo popularity, I guess, stuck, and it's that Loa stuck with the Dominican culture. So again, going back, like I said already, Candelo is a Nago Loa. He is an Ogun Loa, Ogou Kandelo. Many people also use a statue of a black man with gray hair and I think like red pants or something like that, which is a very popular statue dedicated to Papa Candelo. And a lot of people worship or use this statue in their shrines, and this is people, again, from many types of spiritualities, be it espiritismo. I've seen people in palo. I've seen people in all kinds of traditions using the statue for Papa Candelo. So this is why Papa Candelo has become such a big thing, even outside of Voodoo from Haiti or Dominican Republic, 21 divisions, whatever you want to call it. And people know Candelo. So with this comes a lot of confusion because a lot of people say to me, Candelo is an Egun. For those people that are practitioners of Cuban Orisha, Santeria, or whatever. So the term, they use this term as Egun means like the spirit of the dead, the ancestors. Okay, yeah, of course, all deities are, some are ancestors, the ones that were living people at one point. Uh, yes, but they are not your direct ancestors. So saying that Candelo is a muerto, or which means a dead spirit, like in the ones they use, for example, in Espiritismo or even Palo, or saying that he's an Egun is an incorrect term because he is not an Egun or a muerto or any of these things. Candelo is a Loa. And a Loa means, of course, yes, it's spirit, uh, but he's a deity. He is from the Ogoun uh, family of Loa. Okay, so he is ultimately an Ogoun. He is not a spirit, a common spirit that anybody can just uh, incorporate into a boveda or some kind of spiritual ancestral altar. He's not that type of spirit. He is a Loa, like I already mentioned. He is of the Ogun family, and he belongs to the Nago nation within Voodoo rites. Okay, Candelo. What are his attributes? What does he represent? Candelo is used for many things, as all Loa. I always stress all Loa are used for many things. Uh, but he is famous for fire. Candelo is as Ogun. All the Ogun are fire working Loa because Ogun, obviously the blacksmith, deals with iron, and iron is made through fire, and those are the elements that are used for making tools and all kinds of things with iron. So Candelo is a very fiery Loa. People, when they worship Candelo, do ceremonies for Candelo, always use fire. They light fire, be it with some kind of igniting liquid, be it rum, Florida water, gasoline, kerosene, whatever, just anything that lights up. People also build what we call bukan, which is like a fire, a bonfire kind of with lots of wood, etc., etc. So this is always part of Candelo worship. When we salute Candelo, we of course light fire because Candelo is a hot Loa. He loves fire, being an Ogun Loa. Okay, Candelo. Some people um, in Haiti call him Candel. Okay, O is a title which is very African, possibly of a Nago Yoruba culture, but it's very common throughout Africa. So Candelo, it becomes complete, but it's Candel. And also another little point that I wanted to point out, Candelo also represents or manifested as a general in Haiti in the revolutionary times. And this is why he was a very popular general. Um, and the story is that he helped throughout the revolution, and just like Dessalines was a manifestation of the Ogun Loa, so was this supposed General Candel, and we have the name Candel O again being the title they use a lot, or extra emphasis in Yoruba culture. So it becomes Candelo. But Candelo, again, is just an Ogun. And then the reason why there's General Candelo, is because there was an actual manifestation of him throughout the Haitian Revolution, etc., etc., just like Dessalines represented Ogoun Fou, Ogoun Badagri, or one of those. I forgot right now which one it is, but Dessalines basically was the manifestation of the Ogun with the revolution, and there was this character General Candelo, and that's why people always mention Candelo as a general. And even in some places where Candelo is worshipped throughout Dominican Republic and even in Haiti, Candelo, the servants or the person that is a caballo, a horse of the Loa, that sends to make clothing, and the clothing for Candelo is that of a general. So the colors become like a khaki color uh, with red uniform type uh, clothing for that person that is possessed with Candelo. Just as they use uniform, military uniform type for many of the Oguns, because that's what the Oguns manifest is military power in most of their actions. So yes, for Candelo they make uh, some type of clothing which resembles like a uniform with patches of general or something like that. So that's a popular nickname for Candelo is General Candelo, General Candelo, Ogou Kandelo. Candelo, of course, like I said, is a fire Loa. He is said to be the fire, the actual fire of Ogun in all African essence, putting away the manifestation, the human manifestation or his human representation that took on in Haiti. Uh, Ogoun Kandelo represents the fire of Ogun. So General Candelo becomes a manifestation on the island of Haiti DR during the revolution. Um, Candelo, when he manifests, he's a very strong Loa, as all Ogun are. Candelo is said to be a healer, so he does heal people. He's not all war. He's also a healer, but he's also very known for being a womanizer. He likes to have many women. He's like what we would say a player. So Candelo is known for being a womanizing Loa, as they all kind of are, but he's very known for that. Candelo Candelo drinks his tafia, his rum, of course. Uh, can't go wrong with that one. He loves to smoke his cigar. When he comes, people always give him his machete, uh, wrapped with a red pañuelo, fula, uh, a red material, red scarf. His colors are red, white, and of course khaki is used for his clothing sometimes. Um, so mainly his colors are red and white though. Uh, what else can I say about Candelo? Candelo, he loves. He's one of these Loa that loves rooster fighting, cockfighting, which is a popular game in Dominican Republic and in Haiti. Cockfighting and throughout Latin America and even in Asia and a lot of places. So cockfighting is a very popular sport or game, whatever you want to call it. Some people say it's barbaric, whatever. I love it myself as a Dominican. So Candelo is very fond of the roosters and rooster fighting. He is known to even spiritually wander through uh, the rooster uh, fighting arenas, or the places where they do this. A lot of people that play that have game roosters are devotees are of Candelo because they think their rooster would win if they do offerings to Candelo. And I used to be in the Dominican Republic, I used to get a lot of people that were rooster fighting aficionados or whatever you want to call it, and they used to come to me to prepare oils or to prepare certain roosters spiritually, and it would work. I mean, it's a very effective thing. And Candelo always is fed a losing rooster, so he is very fond of roosters. Uh, he likes to eat or feed on roosters that are the leftover losing rooster. So people would bring home their losing rooster or take it from somebody, etc. And sometimes bring it to me to offer to Candelo and cook it to Candelo, etc. And that's what people do over there. So Candelo loves his roosters. It doesn't have to be a game rooster. It can be a rooster. Usually he likes red roosters or white and reddish pintos, as we say, roosters. He likes his white rice and red beans, or even moro de habichuela roja, which is the rice and red beans cooked together. That's one of his favorite. He loves goats, of course, also. He likes bulls. People sometimes feed Candelo uh, like a brownish bull or a brownish reddish bull or something, young bull. Um, yeah, so Candelo likes his machete, his cigar, his red pañuelo. He likes his uniform in cases. Sometimes people make him a robe. This is a very popular thing in Dominican Republic or even in some parts of Haiti. Uh, the Loa wear robes, which are specially made for them during possession. Um, what else can I say about Candelo? Candelo is served on the table, the main altar. He is not served on the floor. Some people tend to put Papa Candelo, the statue, uh, on the floor next to the gede. I don't argue with anybody. You do what you want, but even that statue is not a traditional thing in the Dominican Republic. It's very popular now, but that was never a very popular thing throughout years. It's popular now, but people just used to use a San Carlos Borromeo picture for Candelo. There's various vueltas of Candelo. Vueltas are like avatars or paths or different manifestations of Candelo. Some people, these vueltas are just manifestations, different manifestations of one Loa or one group of Loa. There's Candelo Sedife. Candelo Sedife loves fire. Sedife, Candelo is fire. So that tells you everything. Candelo is just the fire of Ogun, the power of fire, the element of fire that the Ogun Loa use. Okay? Then there's, and of course, obviously, when it's Candelo Sedife, he loves fire, etc., etc. Then there's General Candelo, General Candelo. When this law comes, obviously, in many places that I've been, it's been General Candelo. And General Candelo obviously is wearing the general uniform. He likes his uniform. You got to make him a uniform style clothing with khaki. So he takes khaki and red. He wears his sombrero, his hat, all that. And he's a very strict guy. He walks around like a general, and very cool Loa. Joking. Candelo is a joker. Like I said, he likes to party. He likes to dance. He likes women. So when he comes to these parties, sometimes he loves to dance with the women. And yeah, he loves he enjoys his party, but he's very strong. General Candelo and Sedife also. There's also I've heard many manifestations. I don't want to say these are official manifestations because these can be very personal. There's a Candelo Papaboko, okay, which is like a Candelo that is uh, like a sorcerer. So this Candelo is known to be a kind of like a sorcerer or like a healer, kind of. But again, this is not an official path. This is or avatar. This is something I heard throughout my travels, and somebody got mounted with this Candelo Papaboko. There's also a Candelo, which I see this and it does exist. There's many pages out there on the internet that give you luas or Misterio de la 21 División, 21 Division luas. Then it gives you their vueltas, okay, which are their manifestations or avatars. A lot of these sites, not all, only some, that do have this, name a whole bunch of Anais Pies, a whole bunch of Candelo Lua, and a lot of them are I've never heard in my life. But there's one there mentioned, which I do um, recognize and have seen in the Dominican Republic. And this is Candelo La Frontier, okay, which is Candelo of the Frontier. And this is a kind of vigilant, again, very military-like Candelo, vigilant, La Frontier, or of the frontier. So obviously that tells you that Candelo is out on the frontiers fighting. So that's another popular Candelo. Another one that I've also encountered a lot in the Dominican Republic is Candelito. Candelito is a small or kid that comes in that Candelo family of Loa. Some people tend to say that he is a Marasa. Marasa are the divine twins in Voodoo tradition. So there are 7 Marasa, I believe it is, in all. There's Marasa Dosu Dosa, which are the 2. Then there's Marasa Tua, or the triplets. Then, but in all, there are 7 Marasa. Legba also has Legbasito, like I've mentioned, which is also a Marasa. So there, within the Candelos, there's Candelito, which is like a child Candelo, and this is a very popular one. A lot of people in the Dominican Republic are very devoted to Candelito, but he belongs not only to the Candelo, but to the Marasa also, to the children Loa, which are incomplete, supposedly 7 of them. There could be more, I'm not sure. That's what I've heard. 7 is the number that is most commonly used. So Candelito. Then there is Candelina Sedife. Candelina is the female. Candelina Sedife is represented or syncretized with the Virgin of Candelaria, La Virgen de la Candelaria. Okay, and mostly when you see altars, again, it's a balance. You see male and female counterparts. Sometimes they are husband and wife, concubine, or they just work together. In this case, the supposed story is that Candelina, some people again say that's the wife of Candelo. Some people say that is his sister. So there's a lot of stories. There's a lot of variation. The point is that they do work together. So you will see Candelo Sedife represented with Saint Charles, San Carlo Borromeo, and then you will see next to it the Virgin of Candelaria, La Virgen de la Candelaria, which is used to represent Candelina Sedife. Candelina Sedife, very popular Loa again. She uses red and white. Sometimes she adds different colors to her ritual clothing. It can be yellow, it can be green, blue, but the main colors again are red, white, and she does use khaki. And she is again a female Loa. She loves fire. She walks around with her candles. She uses a machete sometimes, and a lot of people work with her alongside of Candelo and have them paired to have a balance of the male and female, just like you would have Belia Belkan and Anaïs Apie. There's always a balance in the altars, and we put the male and the female aspects together, and that's how they should be, just like Ogoun Balenyo and Metresili, etc., etc. Some don't have counterparts, some do, and so on. But the ones that do, we usually tend to pair them up as they work well together, and they are of the same family of Loa. So that is some information on Kandelo Sedife. Again, Ogoun Kandelo Sedife. His day passed. I'm recording this video now. His day passed. It was November the 4th. Okay, so November the 4th. A lot of people get mixed up and think because it's around the date is on November that Candelo is a Gede. And this is something I encountered the other day. Somebody telling me Candelo is a Gede. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second. Candelo is not a Gede. If you look through all the lists of Gede Loa, you will never find Gede as a Candelo as a Gede. Another thing is, why does he, if Candelo was a Gede, he would use, obviously, black. So Candelo is nowhere near Gede. The one thing I would say, and good thing that I remembered right now, because this is part of the folklore, all the Loa have folklore regionally, be it in the Haitian side, be it in the Dominican side. All families have folklore or stories on each Loa and their manifestations or whatever. There's a lot of regional variations, just like I say. Some people will say that this female Loa is either the sister or the lover or the concubine or the official wife, etc., etc. There's always variation. You're never going to get one story, but it's good to know a lot of them and know all of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, and you can see a lot of point of views. Some of them match, some of them don't match. Same thing goes on in Africa, from what I've heard, with different African traditions, be it Orisha, Vodun, Congolese things, etc. So, one very important note in Dominican folklore, Papa Candelo Sedife, Papa Ogoun Kandelo Sedife, is the godfather, spiritually, of the Gede. Okay? So, people tend to mix that thing, that whole little thing up in some aspects. Okay? So, but Candelo is not a Gede. He is just a spiritual godfather. So he's the padrino. Candelo Sedife is the padrino or apadrina de Gede. And he is compadre with el varón del cementerio, Baon Semiche. Okay? So that's what it is in Dominican folklore. And some people, that are not familiar with the culture tend to confuse this, but it's not what it is. Candelo is Papa Ogoun Kandelo Sedife. Okay? Ogoun Kandelo, that's it. and Gele is Gele. Candelo belongs to the Nago and is an Ogoun Loa, Ogoun family Loa. Okay, so please, that's another confusion. There's other people in Haiti also, be it in the south or even in the north, depends, that consider Candelo Ogoun Jeuj, okay? Ogoun of the Red Eyes, which is a very violent Petro Ogoun. And yeah, that's just another regional thing. But for the most part, Ogoun Kandelo is separate. Some people, another big misconception. You're gonna hear people say Candelo Ogoun Fegai. Okay? Candelo Ogoun Fegai. Ogoun Fegai is one Ogoun. Ogoun Kandelo is another. But they work very much together. And this is why you hear people say Candelo Ogoun Fegai. Now, some people get mistaken and think that Ogoun Fegai is a manifestation of Candelo, or Candelo is a manifestation of Ogoun Fegai. And that's not what it is. They're separate Loa. Or they hear the name together and make it into one and think it's one Loa. Candelo Ogoun Fegai. No. This is another mistake. There's Ogoun Kandelo and Ogoun Fegai. What happens is those two Ogoun work together. Ogoun Fegai is the blacksmith Ogoun. And Ogoun Kandelo, Dife, again, is the fire, is the element of fire. It's the fire itself that Ogoun Fegai uses, okay, to make all his things to work. So those are two Loa that work together. And this is why some people say Candelo Ogoun Fegai. And this is why, and I also recorded the song of a Candelo with Ogoun Fegai, and because it's sang that way, because they are two manifestations of Ogouns, of Ogoun that go hand in hand and work together. So you have Ogoun Kandelo and Ogoun Fegai. Okay. Anything else on Candelo I can add? Let me see. I already said his date. Candelo is, for the most part in the Dominican Republic, served on Wednesdays along with the Nago, as he is in Haiti, along with the Nago Loa. Some people do serve him on Thursday, as they consider him a Rada. Okay, so some people will say that Candelo is a Rada Loa when he's actually a Nago, but remember, Nago is just a sub-branch of Rada in many cases, or what it is, that's what it is. So many people will just serve Candelo on Thursdays for the Rada, with the Rada Loa, but a lot of people will traditionally serve him on Thursday along with all the Ogoun Loa. Some people even have Candelo Dife as a Petro Loa. Now, I'm not saying this is correct or not. I'm just telling you what some people do. And this is where Ogoun Jeuj comes in. So they consider Ogoun Jeuj to be Candelo Dife within the Petro. But again, I'm not going to confuse anybody, but I'm just giving you different scenarios along the regional points of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. But for the most part, he's served on Wednesdays. Again, his color is red and white, so people light red candles. They put his red pañuelo on his altar. Like I said, he loves tafia, his rum, dark rum usually. Some people even serve him a spiced rum that takes cinnamon and cloves and maybe even some hot peppers, but not as many as you would put together, etc. So they would sweeten it up a little bit. It'll be like a more sweeter, spiced, because of the cinnamon and the cloves. Uh, a lot of people put that to him. Uh, what is he used for besides healing? I said he's a warrior. He can be a general. He's the fire itself. He's used for protection. He's used for healing. He's used for defense mechanisms. He's used to burn anything negative that you have in your life, um, and even to set fire on something or somebody. So Candelo's a very ample Loa, as all of them. He's not only one thing, as none of the Loa are only one thing. Uh, that's one thing I always stress. So Candelo's very, very wide Loa on what is he good for. He can do anything, just as any Loa can do anything. But Candelo is a very fiery Loa. He is, in essence, the fire, and his human manifestations are, of course, uh, military general like. And like I mentioned, he's a very happy guy when he comes to the parties. He likes to uh, to dance perico ripiao. That's another thing. There's many songs dedicated to Candelo in the genre of perico ripiao or merengue típico from the old times, and this is because Candelo would come and ask for that. He liked these worldly things uh, from the Dominican countryside, just as he likes rooster fights. You know, so all these things. He's a very, very Creole, Haitian Dominican Loa. Likes the Haitian Dominican things. So that's a bit of Candelo. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope I didn't make it too long for you or boring. Hope I didn't repeat so much. Subscribe, like, follow me on on Facebook, Bembecito Akpong. SoundCloud, same thing, Bembecito Akpong. Look up my music. Uh, keep it going.